What's going on, guys? Orum's Forum coming at you guys. Orum'Sden in the house. At an 8:15 start. Sorry, guys, it's supposed to be 8 o'clock, but I got like a text message of about 2 minutes to 7 saying that where are you? It's a fantasy draft. So we had a fantasy draft. My buddy runs a fantasy draft, and I completely forgot about it. I didn't know, so I just finished that up. And I started a little about 15 minutes late, guys. Sorry for coming in. 9 in the building. Let's say hi to everybody. Hopefully everybody's good. Donkey Kong in the building first. Super Bowl bust. Damn it. I love it, brother. I love it. Ole, 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 ole. What's going on, Vastar? How's it going, buddy? Oh, yeah. I get some of that. I guess got some of those beers in you today, bro. I love it. There's my guy. Jorge Cantu. A lot of Chase Young rumblings in the house. What's up, big dog? Yeah, man, I guess, that we'll talk about it in a bit. I guess there was a lot of rumblings going on today with the Lions. They were supposed to be in trade talks with a couple players. I don't know how that's materializing or anything like that, man, but maybe we'll find out in the next 24 hours or nothing will come of it. We don't really know. 9 drinks, what's going on? Woo! Anyone here? I'm here. We got 10 in the building. Do it. Got to be in the house. All right. Brent DeWitt. Sorry, do it. Bash. Brent DeWitt, what's up, buddy? Mike Evans. That would be a great pairing of St. Brown and the rest of the crew. Hey, man, there's been rumblings. Rumblings today, man. Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, Chase Young. There's been some rumblings going on, man. Twitter was on fire a little bit, I guess, today. And we heard some things. Nothing's happened, though. Nothing's happened yet. Apparently, I heard the Chase Young deal not going to go through because the Lions wanted to give up a 5th or a 6th, and apparently the Commanders wanted like a 2nd or 3rd. So I'm not giving up a 2nd or 3rd for a guy like that, man. I love Chase Young. I wanted him coming out of college, out of Ohio State, but man, the guy's got some injuries, man. And he just had a stinger too. He just hurt his shoulder a little bit too. I know it was a little minor injury, but come on, man. Come on, Chase. Come on, Commanders. What are you going to do with that guy? You got to get rid of him. We'll give you a 5th. We'll give you a 6th. Let's go. But, yeah, man, there's been rumblings going on, guys. Ubaldo Barragan. What's going on? What's Mark? Great to be here. Thanks for coming into the chat. Ubaldo. Cy Gray, my guy, man. What's up, Mark? Hi, how you doing, Cy? How you doing, brother? You doing good? Good to hear you, man. Good to see you in the chat, man. Hopefully you're doing well and your family's doing good. Justin May the Rapper. What's going on, brother? As an obsessed Detroit Lions fan up in here from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Go Lions win a Super Bowl before the day I die. Me too, brother. We all want that. Vicious defense, what's up? Who did you draft? I'll pull up my team. And I missed my first 2 picks. I think there was 10 of us in this draft, 10 or 12, I forget. So my first 2 picks went to, auto draft, and I know I got Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs. So I was okay with that, but I was a little bit rattled because I wasn't ready. But I'm glad I got that. I probably would have switched it up. I might have took A.J. Brown instead of Devontae Adams. I really might have, seriously. I know I got 2 studs, but I think A.J. is going to have a crazy, crazy year in Philly this year. What's going on, Dan Justice? How are you, brother? How are you doing, my friend? Go Lions, absolutely. Soul Surfer. Sup, Marco? What's up, Soul Surfer? How you doing, brother? Hopefully you guys are good. Great win on Friday against the Carolina Panthers, 26-17, Go Lions. It was a good win. It was a solid win, man. It was the backups again, which is fine. I know Jack Campbell played quite a bit. James Houston played quite a bit. On offense, don't think there were any really starters. No one on the O-line, no quarterbacks, no wide receivers, no running backs. So pretty much the O-line, no starters whatsoever. Jack Campbell, that's okay. I think they're trying to get him going with that green dot. So, and then who else played a little bit more than we thought should? Isaiah Buggs played a little bit more. I'm not sure what that was all about. He played into the 3rd quarter, apparently. Got the wind knocked out of him. I think he's okay, though. But, yeah, man, there was, 1 or 2 starters. But they played good, man. The backups look good. Teddy Bridgewater, everybody calm down now. How's everybody feel? Teddy Bridgewater. Woo! Oh, thank God he had a good game because I would have come in here. People would have been going off about Teddy B. Teddy Ballgame had a good game, played well. Apparently that first game he didn't even know that he didn't even have 1 play down. Apparently he was having some trouble with the verbiage or something like that. The verbiage. of Ben Johnson's offense, so it took him a little bit. So we kind of thought that week one, last game preseason, he's getting it down now. He's a smart kid, smart man, so it's all good. Anybody else saying hi to Lions Roar 74? Feeling better about our depth? Same here, bro. Still a little bit concerned about the O-line depth, but they did play better, obviously, against Carolina. Going up against other 2, 3s, and 4s, but they did play better. I really like the way Connor Galvin played, the undrafted free agent. It's going to be interesting to see if he can make the team. He might not, though, man. Undrafted free agent, O-lineman. They might not take a chance on that. So, yeah. Teddy. Whoa, yes, absolutely. Played good, man. Let's start him up. No, I'm just joking, guys. QB2 in the house, man. We got one of the best ones, I think, in the business. So, yeah, J-Mo didn't play as usual. He's hurt, bro. He's hurt. He's hurt right now. He's not playing. He's hurt. They're going to rest him up, and then he's off the facilities now. I think he's gone. He can't come back in the facilities until week 3 or 4. I think it's week 4 he can come back, and then he gets to practice with the team. And then he makes his 2023 debut in week 7 against Oakland, against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's the Las Vegas Raiders on a Monday night. Pretty sure. I'd like to go to that game, too. Sean Little, what's going on, brother? Teddy was solid. Absolutely, he was. Tony C, how's it going, brother? I said hi to you, too. Antoine Green looked real good, encouraged with his future. He needed that, I think, man. He needed that nice long touchdown. Put on the Jets. Nice catch. Nice pass by Teddy B. And took it to the house. That's exactly what we want to see from Antoine Green. I know he's a 7th-round pick, but he's got some size, got a little bit of speed to him. Not a burner by anything, but he can stretch the field. So, with that 4.40. So I liked it. They cut a bunch of guys today. Jorge, absolutely. Waived them too. I got the list right here. I think I saved it. Let me see. Let me see. I know I saved it in my gallery just for today, just for you guys, man. You guys make this fun for me. Released officially, defensive lineman Christian Covington. By the way, I was very wrong on that guy. I thought that guy was going to bring a spark to the D-line. I was kind of thinking that he was going to bring another John Comiskey type feel to it, but it didn't quite work out. He was struggling in camp. He did have a couple sacks, I think, in preseason, though. One for sure. But, yeah, it just didn't work out. So he's released. Offensive lineman Bobby Hart, I told everybody he would be. He's absolutely garbage. I think I might have told you guys I got into a war on Facebook about that guy. Stupid. Absolutely. I was just trying to tell the guy that Bobby Hart's not that good, and he's trying to tell me, well, are you better and stuff like that? I'm like, bro, I don't play in the NFL, man. Like, what do you mean am I better? Like, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you, Bobby Hart's not that good, man. I followed the Giants. He was a Giant before. He's just not good. And then Herman Ifedi, released too, man, a former first-round pick. Kind of struggled a little bit in camp. He's a physical guy, though, but they released him. Wide receiver Jason Moore, that's the guy that we just picked up from the Chargers. Running back Divine Ozigbo, kind of a squatty running back. He played for Denver, about 27, 28 years old, I think he is. Man, he's got some size to him. He's got some weight anyways. Hard runner. He was released too. So those guys that were all released, man, those guys are going to have their chance of going to another team. I think right away. They're not going to go through waivers. But we did waive the wide receiver Trinity Benson. So that experiment's over. It seems like, these guys got to go through waivers though, so they can get picked up by teams. I don't know if we can, if they don't get picked up, they come back to our team and go in the practice squad. So somebody want to tell me that? I kind of forget. So, but the Benson experiment seems to be over. Dan Campbell trading for him. One of his scouts told him, hey, man, we got to go get this guy. They went and got him, and they paid some draft capital for him. Nothing crazy, but they paid some draft capital for him. Never worked out. Injuries, production, yada, yada, yada. And then wide receiver Avery Davis, another guy that I don't know too much about. O-lineman Obina Eze, who I kind of had a little bit of hope that was going to kind of lock on to this team. Tight end Daniel Helm, a guy they picked up this year too. That released him a couple weeks later. Offensive lineman Alex Mollett, an XFL center, XFL star, actually. Waived as well. Maybe he comes back. Safety Scott Nelson, the guy they picked up too, played for Pittsburgh before. O-lineman Darren Paulo, who seems to be a guy that's coming back and forth all the time in Detroit. And then cornerback Colby Richardson. So nothing really too much to worry about here with the releases and the waves. I'm not surprised about anything. I was kind of hoping Christian Covington was going to turn into a rotational piece. Didn't work out that way. I was kind of maybe hoping that Fetty would lock on, but man, that guy just, first round pick, man, he's struggling to find his way in the NFL. He'll get picked up though. He will get picked up. He's a big physical man. He just, I don't know. I just don't know what it is with him. He just can't find a home. So there's a lot of guys there I'm not too surprised about, waived or released. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on it? I'm not too concerned. Antoine Green is a very exciting player to me. I like him, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Apparently, Dan Campbell said something along the lines that wide receiver 4 and 5 are open. I don't see how that could be possible, at least 4, because, you got Amon-Ra, Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, and I think Marvin Jones Jr. as your top 4 guys. And then maybe he meant 5 and 6. I don't know. Somebody was telling me this. I never heard Dan Campbell say this, So I would think maybe 5 and 6 are maybe open, obviously, but I think it's going to be between Antoine Green, obviously, Dylan Drummond, and Chase Cota. I think Drummond's been pretty consistent. He had some drops in preseason. Cota, didn't hear too much about him until preseason. He started playing really well. He had 2 big drops against Carolina on Friday, but he's been pretty good overall. And then I think Antoine Green being a 7th-round pick, I think he's a lock to make the team at least. He's going to be on the 53. I think he'll be the 5 or number 6 because I think they do like him. So maybe 6 is open. And then when J-Mo comes back, one of those guys are gone, like a Dylan Drummond or an Antoine Green. They unless they carry 6. Who knows what they're going to do there. But it looks like they're going to carry 5 or 6 wide receivers as of right now. I guess we'll find out. But I think 5 and 6 are pretty much open for the Detroit Lions at the wide receiver position anyways. The depth of this team is unbelievable. I think I'm for the first time in my life, Jorge, I can actually say that, wow, we got some depth, man. I am a little concerned about the O-line depth, not going to lie to you. Players are getting dropped, though, man. There's some good players getting dropped right now, guys. There's some good players getting dropped by other teams. Maybe we can find a gem. I trust Brad Holmes, but the depth is unbelievable everywhere except I think O-line. O-line, I think it's a little scarce, man. It scares me a bit. As long as Teddy B doesn't have to run any more bootlegs off play action, I have no worries. Man, we don't need him to run no bootlegs, bro. Well, I'm not sure if he just wasn't in shape or just old, mad, unathletic. Who knows what was going on with him, man? He seemed a little more enthused, at least this game. He just got in the building last week. So people were like, man, he just looks like he doesn't want to be here, man. He looks like he's just going through the money. He didn't know the plays, man. He didn't know the plays. It was kind of like, I think they're probably just telling him the plays on the sideline, man. To do this, drawing up in the sand. So, he looked a little more enthused. We don't need him running no bootlegs around, though, man. He's not a mobile quarterback whatsoever. He used to be able to kind of run a little bit, like we saw that in his first couple of years in the NFL. He's not that guy anymore. It took him a little bit. I think he rushed for over close to 300 yards as a rookie, then another 150, close to 200 again. Then he got that injury, then he didn't run for a while. Then he had some running ability in Carolina. Then he kind of just, he doesn't run anymore, man. He's not a running guy. He's not mobile. He can throw on the run, though. You know what I mean? That's about it. But we don't need him running off bootlegs, man. I hear you, bro. Perry Ball, what's going on, my friend? How are you? I'm doing fine, man. I hope you're doing good. It was a late start because I had a fantasy football draft. I'll tell you guys my team. I'm not sure if I like it. What's going on, Chrome? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing pretty good there, buddy. Tony C, I wonder if Gilmore make the 53. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think he made a little bit of a case on Friday. He's been playing well back-to-back games. He's been turning some heads in practice, so he could be some really solid depth. Gilmore's making a team. I like it, Lions Roar 74. I think so too. I think he's been turning heads, so I don't see why they wouldn't, right? Good to see you, Mark. Do you think Lucas and Gilmore make the team? I think they both do. I guess Dan Campbell loves Chase Lucas. I read something where he's very high on Lucas, and Gilmore has just been turning heads, like I said. So I think they're going to be that those back of the rotation DBs coming off the bench, playing some special teams. Lucas and Gilmore, I think that's what they're going to have to do to really solidify a roster spot. And I think Lucas can play some special teams, and he had a nice pick the other night, 2-man diving pick. So I see those guys making the team. I kind of hope they do, man. We need some depth, and they're pretty solid depth. I don't want those guys starting right now. I wouldn't want any of them starting. They're two small dudes. Gilmore's gonna need time to develop. I mean, he's been doing this against some the 2, 3s, and 4s in games. So, but he's been turning heads in practice, man. He's doing it against top guys too as well. So, in a whole game scenario, could be a different scene. I kind of hope he makes the team. It's a good bloodline too, man. His brother Stephon Gilmore, who's played for the Bills, who played for the Patriots, has had a really nice career. Few Pro Bowls, couple All Pros, I believe. So, be nice. It'd be nice if he can stick around. The bloodline's there. So let's keep him around. Will Jones sign before he play the Chiefs? I said the other day I think he's going to. We had a discussion on Facebook. Finally, it was a nice discussion, and we were talking. I was talking with David Pike. I was talking with who else were we talking to? It was me, Pike, and somebody else. We were asking. The question was, do you think Jones is going to sign? Just like you said, and I was saying I think he's going to. He was saying he's going to sit out till week 8. Pike said that he thought he was going to sit still. So I don't know, man. I think they're going to find the money. Something's going to happen, man. He's going to be ready week 1. Kind of hoping he's not. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. So I think he is, though. What do you think about trading Julian Aguara? I'm okay with trading him. I just don't know what you're going to get for him. I really don't know what you're going to get for that guy, bro. Honestly, then he get hurt. He got hurt again. Man. He's too erratic. He's too sporadic. He's too inconsistent. You know what I mean? He's got the goods, but he disappears, man. So I think we'd be lucky to get a 6th or 7th round pick for that guy. Honestly, if you could get something for him, why not? Just, because Brad Holmes, he can turn, he turn water into wine sometimes, man. So it's like, why not, man? If you're going to get rid of him, do it for a 6th round pick. Sure. 6th round pick, 7th round pick. I wouldn't want to do it for a 7th. I guess that's kind of crazy, but if you're going to get something for him without releasing him, I guess. But I guess Romeo and Julian are both on the trade block. But you hear nothing from the Lions organization, of course, right? It's just all hearsay and, all guesswork at this point. So I'm okay with trading him, bro. I really am. I like Julian, though. But he's too inconsistent, man. Picked up an 85-inch TV for downstairs in the man cave. Football going to be sweet this year. Coming over, Chrome. I love it, buddy. I love it. Mark, hey, Patterson missed a couple. Do they think bring Bradley back? What you think, brother? I know Patterson had a bad day, man. I saw Lions Nation freaking out. He's been pretty consistent in camp, man. He's been pretty good. He's not the perfect. He's not the perfect place kicker. He was a top 10 kicker last year in Jacksonville. Let's just say that. He was a top 10 kicker in Jacksonville last year. He doesn't have a big leg, though, but he's pretty accurate. And then you got Romo, who's got a stronger leg, but he's less accurate. So they got some thinking to do, but I think Patterson's been a little bit better. He's getting all the work. So that to me seems like Patterson's going to be the guy. And then Dan Campbell's comments after the game was like, he just had a bad game. He's like, he's been pretty damn good, man, for us. So I don't know if they want to go down that road again. If they release him and then they sign Parker Romo or they bring back Badgley. Didn't Badgley sign with somebody? He must have got released, eh? So I thought somebody picked him up, like the Falcons or something. No, it wouldn't be the Falcons. They got who they got? They got Koo there, right? Koo, is that his name? Chinese guy. But yeah, but I don't know, man. I'd like to keep Patterson around. I'd like to keep him around, man. It just seems like that's the one thing that Holmes has trouble doing, finding a kicker here. Finding a kicker, man. The kickers that we have gone through has been insane. But there's 46 in the building. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for coming in. Like, share, comment this out, man. Let's talk. We're talking Lions. We're talking cuts. We're talking trades. We're talking releases. We're talking rosters. Football's right on the corner, man. 11 days, man. 11 days. It's here. I can't wait. Woo. We're not done getting players. Have an eye on picking. Oh, of course, bro. Nobody's done. All 32 teams working those phones, calling up the agents for sure, brother. We'll be bringing some guys in. We will be bringing some guys in. I'm kind of hoping they go for another defensive interior guy. From what it looks like there, it looks like they're going to try to maybe find some O-linemen, some more defense. So don't be surprised if you see a couple new guys in the building. It's obviously it's going to happen. I mean, come on, man. I'm comfortable. I don't even want to hear about Bridgewater playing. I don't want to hear about it either. Gary Super, what's up? Hey, Mark, how you be? Pretty good, brother. How you be? Good to see you in the chat, brother. I don't think I've ever seen you, but welcome to the chat. I'm going to star you up. Never seen you before. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. We also have $19 million in cap space. Tons of money. Tons of money, bro. With the way Gilmore, Lucas, and Thomas V been balling out, Thomas the fifth, right? Balling out. How many cornerbacks do you think we keep? Well, yeah, you know, I think for sure Gilmore and Lucas. Thomas, I think he's on the bubble. I think he's more on the bubble than those guys. I just have a feeling, but they like Thomas's speed. They like the way he his grit. He's kind of one of those. I'm not going to say he's a CJ Gardner-Johnson type guy, but he's a guy that likes to run his mouth, backs it up. So then, and then obviously, you got Gilmore, Lucas, and say they keep Thomas. And say they keep him, then you got Emmanuel Mosley, you got Jerry Jacobs, you got Cam Sutton, you got 6 guys right there. That's probably going to be 6 right there. Then, am I missing anybody? Obviously, I'm not going to. You have to count guys like Brian Branch because he plays in the nickel as well. He plays CJ Gardner-Johnson, plays in the nickel. So that's like 8 DBs right there, man. That's 8 DBs. I can, 2 of those guys can go back and forth to safety. So I think they're going to keep either 6 to 8. 6 to 8, man, makes most sense. I could be wrong. If I'm missing someone, let me know. Chrome with the glorious 85-inch TV, baby. Damn, nice. Got a pretty cool watching football on that thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. I really think they're going to push out your boy, Will Harris. Well, yeah, I forgot about Will Harris. My boy, yeah. Who knows, man? Dan Campbell loves that guy, though, man. You remember the quote. You remember the quote from Dan Campbell, I sleep better at night knowing that Will Harris is on this football team. Quote, end quote. That's what he said. He said that a couple months ago. I was shocked. I was like, man, that went viral, bro. That went viral. Like, what do you mean you sleep better at night knowing Will Harris is on the team? That's crazy. Like, I know he's versatile. He can play some nickel. He can jump back to safety. He was originally safety coming out of college. He's even played on the outside. He was playing some star linebacker this year in camp, a position that they implemented because of Brian Branch, by the way. Star linebacker, out of Alabama. They brought it over. That's how good Brian Branch is. That's crazy to hear. But they're going to implement that defense in the Lions defense this year because of Brian Branch. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's a fact. Hell yeah, Vash can't wait. Even if Jones signs, I question how his stamina will be for sure. But he's a stud. He's their best defensive player. He's their best defensive player, hands down, Noah Baldo. So you gotta know where he is at all times. Michael, 11 days till Lions Chiefs. Can't wait, bro. Titans just released Money Badger. Okay, they released him. Okay. The Titans picked him up. That's right. Maybe we bring him back. I don't know. I'm not sure, man. Then you're releasing. Then you're doing exactly what you did last year. You're releasing Patterson and you're keeping Money Badger because you put Patterson on the practice squad, right? Unless you're carrying 2 kickers. Which don't happen much, But you got to have an emergency kicker. But I don't know, man. They'll do exactly what I think they regretted what they did that last year when they released Patterson, picked up Badger. So who knows? I think Lions will be spoiled without Murray, Hansen, and Prater. Hope Patterson is the answer. I hope he is too, bro. And you're 100% right, Gary. Completely spoiled with those kickers. One thing you can say about being a Lions fan, it's been a rocky road. But, man, we've had some kickers, man. Eddie Murray, Hanson, Prater. The guys were all ballers, man. So 800 players being released. Holmes is looking. Absolutely, man. It's a free-for-all coming up in 2 days, man. It's already started. It's already started, guys. There's players getting released as we speak. And there's some not a couple good ones. I got to remember the top of my dome, but there have been some good ones. Which receiver would you like if we can make a trade? Who's on the trading block, man? There was guys like Cooks, but he went to Dallas. He traded to Dallas. Hopkins, he's gone. He's a Titan now. If they can make a trade for a guy like a Mike Evans, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be ecstatic for a guy like Mike Evans. I think he'd be perfect in this offense. I'd be fired up for a guy like Mike Evans. But you're giving up some stuff, man. You're going to have to give up probably a good player maybe and a couple draft picks. I know he's a little bit older. He is older, so, you're not going to give up a ton, but you're going to give up some things for Mike Evans, man. He's a stud. So I would like a guy like him, a Cortland Sutton out of Denver. They seem to be a team that's going to maybe struggle this year, still with a good defense. They got Russ. I don't know if Russ wants to, they're getting rid of everybody. A lot of their guys are getting hurt, too, in practice, all their offensive guys. So I think they lost, like, a receiver or two. They lost Tim Patrick. Jerry Judy's banged up. So they could be packing it in, though. They could be packing it in. I'd be calling a phone with Cortland Sutton. He's another guy that's a little bit injury-prone, but I think he's got some skills. So there's a couple guys out there, man. There's a couple guys out there, but, Cooper Kupp's appears to be a guy that is on the trade block, too, as well, but he's 30 years old. He's got some injuries. I know he's a stud. He's a St. Brown type of guy. I think him and St. Brown are, like, pretty much clones. But imagine two of those guys on the field at once. I just kind of worry about his injury history a little bit, though. Tennessee from Money Badger. That's right. Yep. What's up, guy? Justin Chase. How's it going, brother? How you doing? Matt Hicks. Hey, Mark. I love the show. Thanks, Matt. I love the comments, man. I love it. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. What do you think about Branch starting? I absolutely love it, bro. Absolutely love it, man. It's fantastic. The greatest thing about that, too, took them from the Packers, and Branch was supposed to be a guy that was going to just maybe develop. That was the talk, man. He was going to be a guy. He was going to, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was going to take him in, be his big brother. He literally took that nickel cornerback job, and that kind of forced C.J. Gardner-Johnson to go back and play some safety, play some strong safety or free safety, whatever he's going to go play, strong safety, I'm assuming. And now he's going to be starting, man. He took that nickel cornerback job. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. We're going to have a nice secondary this year, guys. A nice secondary. The two position groups I worry about with this team is cornerback and wide receiver. I'm not as worried about wide receiver as a lot of people are here, because I think once JMO comes back, we're going to be good. But if Amon-Ra did go down, I feel you. But I still like guys I like Raymond, I like Reynolds, I like Marvin Jones Jr., the old man. I think those guys can still get it done. Are they superstars? Absolutely not, but I think they can get it done. And I kind of like our depth now, even though it is young guys, especially it could be a couple undrafted guys, man, and a guy like maybe Coda or Dylan Drummond. I think Antoine Green has got one of those locked up, though, at that 5 or number 6. And then corner, yeah, man. Are you worried about the depth, or are you just worried, or are you just kind of worried about the overall position itself? Cam Sutton, he's been getting burned a little bit in practice this year. I think he's going up against a hell of an offense. Even like I said, man, guys like Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, they're not household names, but they're ball players, man. They're ball players. They know how to get open. Marvin Jones Jr. knows how to get open. So, we're going to be facing superstar wide receivers, though, especially, in our division with guys like Justin Jefferson. I think Christian Watson could eventually become something like that. Chicago, they got DJ Moore, who's a hell of very underrated wide receiver. Claypool, if he clicks, he can be a guy. Mooney, Chicago's got some guys too. So I'm a little bit worried about, CB1 is something I think going to be better than Okuda, 100%. Now, we need Mosley back. Mosley coming back, it's taking a little bit of time. Apparently, he's practicing again. So is he going to be ready week 1? It's kind of up in the air, right? So, we got Jerry Jacobs' depth, and then you got guys like Lucas, you guys Gilmore. So, there's some concern there. I can see it, Michael. I wouldn't be surprised if Brad Holmes picks up another guy. There's going to be guys getting released, man. I think the Giants dropped somebody. I don't know if it was an injury settlement, but they let somebody go, and I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think cornerback will be fine, but wide receiver needs to be addressed, although I think we'll be fine, and same with DT. I love a badass there. I think we're looking good. Most worried about offensive tackle backup. Yeah, everybody, if you go to all the predictions, you see that Matt Nelson's making his team as a backup OT, and that's a head-scratcher to me, but there's really nobody better. That's why I'm kind of concerned about our depth on O-line. I think our depth's going to be Sorsdal, the 5th-round pick. I think that guy can play guard. Obviously, they're trying to play him at guard. He's a natural tackle, though, so maybe he can play some tackle as well, too. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with their backup with their backup O-line, because who's starting at right guard? Is it Glasgow or Vaitai? Seems to be Glasgow. So then you got Vaitai as a backup. That's not bad. That's not bad. I actually, a former starter as a backup, not bad. So we'll see what happens there. But I am a little more concerned about the O-line as well. Get rid of Will Harris, buy MCDC on my pillow. You know what I mean? We got to get him a pillow with his face on it or something, bro, because he's in love with Will Harris. I don't know what's going on over here. I'm glad MCDC seems better Will Harris on defense, because I sure don't. Neither do I, bro. I get the night sweats thinking about it, Brent. Ultimately, injuries of wide receiver, running back could kick us in the nuts for sure. I think you can say that about every team, but I get it. I'd pay for Hunt and go to the season 3 strong. That'd be crazy, eh? Through Gibbs in the slot often, and let Amon Ross stretch the field a little bit more. I like your way of thinking, Justin. That might be a little bit too many Chiefs in the room, though. I think Gibbs he's a very humble kid. Not worried about him, but then you got Montgomery and Hunt. I've seen no signs of David Montgomery being a guy that's a diva. Hunt really not either, but Hunt's a little bit of a troublemaker. He's done some things. Hell of a talent though. Suffers some injuries. Bring him in, talk to him, see if they would like the idea. Then I'd be all for it. I got nothing against it. Mike Evans, I like it. If he's still on the team, yeah, he's hurt though. He's hurt, but he is on the team. Gary Super. Hope we don't have kicking issues again this year. It feels like we're gonna. It feels like we're going to again, man. I like Patterson because Patterson's been pretty damn good. He had that bad game. He missed a field goal. He missed an extra point. Now the world crumbles, man. Lions fans, the world crumbles. You see it. Everyone's calling for his head. I think we should just stay put with Patterson. Try and squeeze Romo on a practice squad or whatever they're going to do, and worry about that when the time comes. Because I think Patterson's pretty damn good, but the only thing, man, 50-plussers, they can be worrisome a little bit. The question may end up being, who can you hide on the practice squad? They may like Starling better than Gilmore, but Gilmore could get snatched, but I don't think Starling would. Same with receivers. I get the same feeling. I think Gilmore will get picked up. The bloodline, man. He's got that bloodline. He plays like his brother. He does. And I'm not saying he's his brother. I'm not saying he's Stefan. He's Steven. He's Steven Gilmore. But he looks like him out there, obviously. They got that same hair. They got the same. I think Steven's a little bit smaller. Steven's a bit smaller. They kind of got that same style, man. So, I think he'd be a nice developmental corner for us for a bit. And I think we keep on the 53. We're not worried about losing. We throw them on the practice squad. I know you can protect some guys. I forget how that goes, but I know you can protect some guys. 60 in the building, guys. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get to 80. Let's get to 80. I would trade for Mike Evans. I would love it. I would love it. He's a little bit older. You're probably not going to. You're not giving up a first-round pick for him, so maybe we can go for Michael Thomas for a trade. Ooh, Michael Thomas. That's a diva. That's a diva, though. I'm letting you know that for sure. C.J. Gardner-Johnson and him fought in practice before, too, though. That doesn't mean shit, but they did fight in practice when they were both Saints. Well, Thomas is still a Saint. When C.J. Gardner-Johnson was a young buck, they fought. So, but I like Michael Thomas. Injuries are huge, though, bro. So what are you going to give up for him, right? Like Ben Johnson plus Mike Evans equals 400, 500 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns. I think it'd be more. I think it'd be more, bro. With Mike Evans in the building, oof. Mike Evans comes here, bro. He's 1A, 1B. He's 1A, 1B. He is, man. He is an absolute baller, bro. Mike Evans is a true number one wide receiver in the NFL. You know, him and Amon-Ra would be special. Amon-Ra underneath and trying to go deep every now and then. You know, Mike Evans can stretch the field still. Great hands, big, hell of a red zone guy. That'd be nice, man. That'd be nice. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying that'd be nice. Wait, so if Julian has 6th-round pick for Evans, who are we hiring to build the home statue? If that was to happen, that'd be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. I don't think it's gonna. You'd probably have to throw in a wide receiver or two. And I think if they actually, and you know what? People don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. I'm going to say it. If we were trade from Mike Evans, I think J-Mo could be possibly done in Detroit. And I don't want that to happen. But if you're going for a guy like Mike Evans, you're going all in. You're going all in on offense anyways. You have to give up something. You have to give up something. And it could be possibly J-Mo. You just never know. Because the Buccaneers, man, they're not going to be a good team this year. They're not. Not with Baker Mayfield. You know, they'll be that try-hard team. Baker will have 1 or 2 comebacks a year. They'll get waiver wire picked up on fantasy because they'll have one big game. They're not going to be any good. That's not a good football team. So one of those guys might want out. Apparently Mike Evans wants out. That's the rumblings. Love the show. What's up, Wayne Shirk? Reminds you to shut up these Packer fans this year. Can't wait for home opener. It's unbelievable, man. The shit talking being done right now, man. We need to back it up. Our boys need to back it up. What sucks is when we signed Mosey, I expected that he would be playing week 1 when we signed him. Yeah, me too, because I thought, you know, he had a little bit of a setback during training camp. You know, Campbell kind of alluded to it. He said he called it not a setback, but it was a setback. I think, you know, Dan was being a little bit kind of backing up on it a little bit, but it was a little bit of a setback because he was supposed to be ready, apparently, from all the reports that we all read, that I read. So who knows, man? I think Mosey's not a superstar, though, you know, but he is probably a legit cornerback, too. And it would be nice when he comes back, man. So, you know, I like Jerry Jacobs. I got no problem with Jacobs, but he has his flaws. And I think Mosey's a little bit better. But, you know, we need Mosey to get back healthy. Let's just hope he gets back healthy sooner than later. Branch ended up being the steal of the draft. Thanks, Bama. Gary Kessinger, you nailed it. Phenomenal pick by Holmes, a guy that only slipped in the draft because back combine, slow 40, just didn't test well. His ball skills, his football skills are second to none. He's got great. He was the best nickel cornerback coming out of the draft, best safety, versatile DB, leader, captain. We got a baller, man. We got a baller in Branch. So I'm excited. And people want to talk about game speed and how he's slow. Watch this kid play football in real time. Yeah, there could be some times where he gets burned. Even the best get burned, but he plays faster than his tests. So they said learn under CJGJ. Branch said the most Detroit thing ever. Hold my beer. Love it. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And those two get along great. They get along famously. That's a good thing about Gardner-Johnson, man. He runs his mouth, backs it up, but he was good going back to safety, man. He never made a stink. He's like, hey, man, he's like, this kid's good. I'll go back to safety. This is fine, man. This is fine with me. You love that in a player. Mike M., do you think Patterson's job is really secure, Or do you think there's a good chance we pick somebody up on waivers Tuesday? That lack of a long-range leg is very concerning. I think Holmes is looking. I'm not going to lie. I'd like to keep Patterson around. I really would, because then you're doing what you did last year, man. You're doing what you did last year. You're panicking. You're dropping. You're dropping Patterson. You're picking up Badgley, who wasn't that bad. Badgley wasn't that bad, but he's another guy that doesn't have a huge leg. He's pretty accurate, but not a huge leg. So, you're going right back to that. So you better get a guy that's got accuracy and a big leg. We don't really have that. We got a guy that's got accuracy in Patterson, but not a big leg. You look at Badgley, it's the same kind of thing, I think. And then you stick with Romo. You got a guy that can kick a ball to Alaska, but it's going to be wide left. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful though there. But I think he's looking. If that answers your question, brother. FGB, let's get a bunch of FGBs, guys. Absolutely. Donkey Kong, FGB, F Green Bay. Can't wait for Grossy reaction when Branch interception. That was a great reaction from Tom. Great reaction from Tom. I'd love to do a podcast with that guy one day. That guy's hilarious, man. Green Bay Packer fan, though, but he is funny. He's legit. He knows his ball, and he's a big-time YouTuber. Really glad to see Levi come back strong, ready to play. I love it too, man. It's a good feel-good story for him. I hope he comes back and he is a nice, solid piece of this rotation. I'm pretty sure he's going to make the team. So, yeah. I don't care. Get Will Harris off this team. I hear you, DJ. I'm feeling you, DJ. I got you. F. Grossy. Oh, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. Grossy's all right. I can't stand Will Harris. I can't either. Every time a big play given up, it's Will Harris. I think he's staying the team. Exactly. I think he had a 75% completion percent against him last year, Will Harris. And Dan Campbell's telling everybody he sleeps well at night, which is very odd. Because I'd be night sweats, man, like I said earlier. I heard Rams looking at fire sale. Apparently, we're looking at the Cup personally. If we talk with Donald and get a 3-year contract with him, I give a first next year for Donald and a 4th or a 5th. I like Aaron Donald, bro. How can you not? He's one of the best defensive players I've ever seen. Not the best, by the way. Not better than LT. And we can argue that all day. I'm a little bit old school. But I think LT and Reggie White were the 2 best guys I've ever seen play the game on defensively. Aaron Donald is a close third. He's right there. But Aaron Donald's been talking about retiring for the past couple of years, man. That's the only thing that gets me. Like, if he would guarantee you that you're going to stick around for 2-3 years, okay, let's talk. But if you're going to, like, year to year, give it the old spiel, this might be it. What if the Lions have a bad year, man? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're going to. I think those days are behind us. I'm hoping. But what if it happens, man? He's going to want to roll. You know what I mean? So I don't want to give up too much. You're giving up a first. You probably have to. I don't know. But I don't know, man. I have to think about it. I got to let it register. We don't need to trade for wide receiver. We need O-line or D-line. We need depth. Yeah, we need depth. We need interior defensive linemen. I wouldn't be mad if they traded for a wide receiver, though. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they don't need to. I like the depth. I really do. But your depth is super young. Your depth is very young. And then you got, you know what I mean? Like a Dylan Drummond, a Coda, an Antoine Green. If it comes down to those guys, we're in trouble. But it's good depth to have just sitting there waiting, a couple plays here and there, give a guys a break. I understand that. Because Marvin Jones Jr. is not the same guy he was 4 or 5 years ago. He's just really not. Not that he can't play, because he still can play. He played well in Jacksonville last year, like 500-600 yards, a few touchdowns. He can still play. He's a good number 3 or 4 in this offense. I think he really is. He's going to move the chains. He's going to make some clutch catches down the field. But he's going to need a rinse every now and then. He's going to need a break. So I wouldn't mind if they traded for another wide receiver. I really wouldn't, but I do agree with you. We need O-line, D-line. I agree with you. Imagine Hutch and Aaron Donald, Super Bowl bound. Bro, it would be amazing. It would be. We got to talk about the draft capital. Just not sure how much I'd give up for a guy that talks about retiring for the past 2-3 years now. Every season, man, he's talked about it. He keeps pulling that rug from the LA Rams, man. He's like, he's tugging on it. Like, I'm going. And then he just doesn't go. So if we were to trade for a guy like that, got to guarantee he sticks around. He sticks around, we'll give him some capital, 100%. What do you think? What's going on, Mike Powell? What do you think it is with the front office of Will Harris? He just takes up space, gives me Gilmore and anyone else. I don't know. Versatility. That's the only thing I can think of. That he does everything. He does. That's the one. Does he do it well? Not really, but he does everything that they like. And I think that's huge for Holmes and Campbell. I think it's very big for them because Harris can go play nickel. He could go on the outside and play a little outside corner. He could drop back and play some safety. The guy was even playing star linebacker this year, bro. Star linebacker. It's a new position that they implemented from the Alabama Crimson Tide because of Brian Branch. So he was literally backing up Brian Branch in it. So he's versatile, and he plays special teams. So it's like he's a versatile kid, man. And I think Holmes trusts him. So does Campbell. Why? I don't know. Because the play kind of outshines the versatility, I think. But they see something we don't, man. Mike Evans, please. Ooh, I'm liking it, Mike Evans. Mark, would you like Chase Young on his team? I would like him. I've talked about Chase Young before. I made a video about it, I believe, not too long ago, a couple months back. But I'm not giving up a high pick. Apparently, the Commanders want like a second-round pick. That's apparently what it is. I think the Lions were talking fifth-round pick, from what I was told. From what I was told by some people, that they're just not close right now. I think they're not close with a lot of teams. 80 in the building, guys. Let's get it to 100. Can we get it to 100? What do you guys think, man? Let's go. Let's get this to 100. Share it out, guys. Like, share, comment. Appreciate it, man. But, yeah, I would like a Chase Young, but I'm not giving anything more than a fifth-round pick, bro. That's my preference, and I think hopefully Brad Holmes is thinking the same thing. Getting fired up today. Football's coming, boys. J-Mo for Donald. Let's go. I'd do it. Man, you know what? I'd do it if he stuck around for 3 years. If Donald stuck around for 3 years, let's go. Let's do it. I would do that, man. I don't know how people are going to get upset at me for that, but I'd do that, man. 63 in the building, just 14 likes. Let's go. Let's hit that. I think they were trying to develop Harris to play the star position, or Kafty, as Campbell put it. That's right. Yes, Harris was playing the star linebacker. Now that we have two good ones in CJ, GJ, and Branch, I think Harris is in trouble. I think he could be in trouble, but I think he's sticking around. I just have a feeling he's going to be a Lion, man. And I know everybody will be in arms when he's gone. You know, I want to like the guy. He's just not that good of a player, man. But he's just super versatile. He's got the versatility up the yin yang, man. Anthony Bellmer, what's up, brother? I'm excited to see the 53. So am I. Can't wait for Tuesday. It's already happening. We're already getting waves and releases. We're seeing all kinds. Even other teams are doing it. But we will have the official on Tuesday. I don't know what time. Probably sometime. I don't know. Nigel Williamson, what's up, my friend? Everyone be prepared for another season of Will Harris. We watch film. Why can't don't exist to see what we see? I'm telling you, Nigel, there's something weird there. There's something weird there, bro. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all trying to figure it out, man. Branch, knew it. What's that? Love Branch. Not sure why they let go of Prater. He had 80% last year. I think it was a money thing. Pretty sure it was a money thing, bro. They didn't want to pay him. Man. I think Badgley was in the 80s last year, wasn't he, though? 84, 85? I want to double check that. But he wasn't too bad, Badgley. He did miss a couple big ones, though. But, you know, bring back the second coming of Jason Hanson. I agree, LT and White were above and beyond any defensive players I've ever seen. No disrespect to anyone. Exactly. No disrespect to Aaron Donald, bro. No disrespect at all. So I think Aaron Donald is right up there. But I'm an old school guy. You're an old school guy. I'm a huge Lawrence Taylor fan, you know, on the field, man. He was something that I've never seen in a defensive player. Offenses completely game planned around one individual. That's nuts. And you just don't hear that about today's guys, or, you know, even Reggie White, you didn't hear that about Reggie, and Reggie was up there too. So it's unbelievable. Mike Powell, yes, and that's why his wife and family want for Donald. He won't come. He will retire first. That's what I mean. Like, he's always talking about retiring. Maybe he would come here, though. Like, hey, man, we're looking better than the Rams. You know, different lifestyle over in Detroit, but, you know, we'll see. I will say, though, looking at the O-line guys out there, wide receiver guys, I got no clue who Holmes could bring in to fill. Neither do I. I just know teams are dropping guys. I have to look. I kind of see who the Giants dropped. They dropped a couple injury settlement. They did drop a decent corner today, though. That fans were kind of like, ooh, that's could be a mistake. I just can't remember his name. I have to double check that. These cuts in the mass scramble guys are going to be crazy as F. Absolutely, brother. I know. What is Tampa asking for Evans? No clue, but it won't be small. It won't be small, but I don't think it'll be a first round pick, but it'll be multiple picks. It'll be multiple picks, maybe throw in a player. He's a baller, dude. He's a future Hall of Famer, man. So for sure, he still can play. Smash that like button. Thank you, Duncan Con. Let's go. Hunter, let's go. We're at 84, guys. Let's get it up to Hundy. The way that Brad has been drafting, our draft picks have more value than the draft picks. Oh, and smash that like button. Absolutely, brother. I agree. I agree with everything you say, especially that like button. Let's smash it. Boom. Stafford and J-Mo would be no joke, though. It wouldn't be no joke. It'd be nice, man. They keep Stafford healthy. Woo, J-Mo going deep. I like J-Mo, though. I want him to work here. But I'm telling you, guys, we're bringing in a guy like a Cooper Kupp or a Mike Evans. Somebody's going. I just don't know if that other team would want to do that because of the suspension. But the Rams are in a rebuild, so bringing in a J-Mo would be just like, just have him rest and worry about 2024. But hey, that's just me. That's between Brad Holmes and Les Snead. They're boys, by the way. Mike Dutcher, what's going on, bro? My God, that avatar, is that like a snow job? Look at that, bro. You're snowed in. I'm hoping that there's some cap casualty that Holmes brings in for an 8-round pick. Let's not trade away the future like this team is about to disintegrate after the season. Exactly. We're not trading away the future. I don't want to see that. Even if we were to trade for a guy like Cooper Kupp, you're not trading away the future. There was an article out there saying that like 2 first-round picks, a third and a fourth, not trading that much for Cooper. I love Cooper Kupp, man. He's 30. And then Mike Evans, he's up there too. He's got to be close to 30. He has to be 30, right? Cooper Kupp, I mean, Mike Evans has been around for a while. He's still balling though. But you're giving up a little capital, you're not giving up the farm. Hell yeah, LT was a beast. My favorite player, man. Him and Barry Sanders. 1A, 1B right there. Switch it over. 1A Barry, 1B Taylor, 1A Taylor, 1B Barry. Those two are my 2 favorite players of all time. Late to the party, Jeff Buckler. That's okay, bro. It's okay to be late to the party, my friend. It's okay. You're right on about LT. He was special, man. He was fun. He was fun to watch. The 53 might not be final with all the cuts and who the Lions still pick up. They think might get better. Of course, man. There's some guys that like Dan Campbell even said. Like Campbell said, man, he came out and he goes, We're going to be dropping some guys. We're going to be cutting, releasing, waiving guys that are good. Like this is the way we're building now. It's like, when's the last time you heard that? Like 2-3 years, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, we got a guy like Chase Lucas on his team, who I like. He'd be starting. He'd be a starting corner 4 or 5 years ago for Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. He'd be our starting cornerback, and he'd be getting torched weekly. You know what I mean? Because he's not that guy. He's not a starter. He's a good depth piece. Plays special teams. He's a try hard, work hard guy. Campbell loves him. But he'd be starting with Patricia. On our team, he's on the bubble. He might not even make it. And he's a decent corner. He's decent. You know what I mean? He's a 6th, 7th round pick out of Arizona State. A little small, but he works his ass off, man. He's one of those guys, and Campbell loves him for it. There was an article just about it, man. The other day, apparently, I think I said it earlier, Campbell was showing some film. He was showing some film in the DB room or just the team meeting, and he put it on Chase Lucas doing Chase Lucas things, and he dropped the mic and just walked out. It was like, this is how I want you guys to play. Apparently, he just dropped the mic, and it was Chase Lucas making plays, you know what I mean, in preseason, just doing things that this regime loves. So I think he's sticking around, but he's one of those guys that would probably start 4 or 5 years ago, and he's just not that guy, right? I want Jamin to work here too, but if we're going to try and get a guy from the Bucs, I prefer Godwin. Godwin would be nice. I like Godwin too. Great defensive players of all time, modern era, post, LT, Dion, absolutely Dion. Aaron, Reggie White, Derek Thomas. I can't forget about Derek Thomas. Rest in peace, brother. That guy was an LT clone. A guy that hated practice. I remember seeing some, I don't know, what was it, man? Behind the films, NFL films. Was it a Derek Thomas one? He hated the practice. He hated practicing, but he showed up on game day. LT was the same thing, man. I got the LT's book. LT used to walk out of practice. Bill Parcells used to say, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm done. Done for the day, Bill." And he would just like leave. He would just like leave. I know that probably wouldn't gel nowadays with like Coach Campbell and Hole. I get it. But those guys could do that, man. It was a different era. Those guys were special. Reggie White wasn't that type of guy. Reggie White was working hard. You know, he had the faith, man. He had the build. He had the determination. Reggie was a baller, man. I love Reggie White. Rest in peace to the big fella himself, too. The minister of defense right there, man. And then you got Dion. How can you not love Dion prime time? And then you got LT, man. That's the icing on the cake. Nobody's better than LT. If you ever have the time, guys, if you are already having, I'm sure you have, throw on some LT highlights on YouTube. I swear to God, you want to run through a wall, man. Because I know I do. I can't see Julian Aquara surviving or his brother Romeo. I think one of them are gone. I personally would like to keep Romeo. I think he's a little bit better overall player. Julian is a little bit more to me. He's inconsistent, flashy. He disappears, man. He disappears. So I think Romeo's the better overall player. But Julian could be sticking around because I think we're short at that position. We're kind of short at that what position? He's kind of playing that, you know, he's a defensive end, but he's playing like more of the linebacker role. Like he's like backing up James Houston because it's Charles Harris, then it's Houston, then I believe Julian's backing up Houston. So Julian could make the team, man. He really could. It's going to be interesting to see what happens the next couple of days. That's my list. It's a great list, Si. Prater was good because he can hit the long ball and doesn't miss extra points. Either Chrome, hell yeah, LT was a beast. Absolutely. John Doe, which one would you pick? Which one would you pick? Gibbs or take Montgomery? We talking fantasy? Actually, I got to pull up my fantasy team, guys, and I'll talk about it in a bit. If you're talking fantasy, Gibbs is who I would take over Montgomery. But I would love to take Montgomery in fantasy. I didn't take no Lions this year. I never got an opportunity to. I was eyeing up Sam Laporta, but my buddy Nicola took him from me. You dirty. Gibbs, personally, Monty's a badass, but skill set is more easily replaced, I think. Yeah, man. I think Monty's gonna have a great year. Don't get me wrong, man. I think Monty's gonna have a fantastic, fantastic year. But let me see this. Let me see this football thing here for a second because I know I drafted. There it is, my team. I'll talk about it in a minute. Lions 17-0, drink the Kool-Aid. Woo! Hey, man. You're going to say 17-0, you got to say 20-0, isn't it? 20-0? Three playoff games? 2-3 playoff games? 20-0? Hey, Super Bowl. You already drank it all, brother. Go. Just drinking it. Montgomery, love it. What's up, Keitho? Mark, hope you had a great weekend, brother. You too, bro. I hope you had a really good one. I'm back to work tomorrow. I was off for a week. Jack Lambert wasn't bad either, of course, on more. Jack Lambert I don't remember him really playing because I was really young. I was super, super young there, bro. But yeah, he was a monster too. You think Ben Johnson may be gone after this year? And if so, who you like at OC if Ben next year? I think he's gone. If we have a top offense like we do, which I don't see why we're not gonna, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. And yeah. As an OC, you know, it all depends what they're doing with the quarterback. It all depends what they're doing. If they're gonna keep Goff around, it's gotta be the guy that who's the guy that's backing up Ben Johnson, his assistant. Can't remember his name. You guys gotta help me out here. I don't want to search for it, but he's Ben Johnson's right-hand man right now in Detroit. If Goff is to stick around, it probably should be him. I just don't remember his name. There's nobody really else. If you're keeping somebody else, I'd have to look through the list, man. Jay Williams will come back. Jay Williams. Jamal's coming back? What's going on? Julian like an outside linebacker. Yeah, he plays that kind of that outside linebacker, edge, stands up a lot, plays with his hand in the dirt, though. But he's playing more of that Sam. He's playing more of that Sam, backing up guys like Houston and Charles Harris. I just finished my draft. I got Montgomery. I like it, Jeff Berg. Solid as a rock, bro. I'm disappointed in myself. I got no Lions, man. None. Zero. Julian got to stay healthy, man. That's the only problem. And then he got hurt. He got hurt against Carolina, didn't he? I don't think it was too serious, but he did get hurt. What do you think about the Charles Harris trade talks? I mean, it's not out of the it's not mind-boggling. It's not mind-boggling or anything like that, but he is a starter. So the only thing he's supposed to be the starting kind of like defense, the other defensive end who doesn't really play, who's not a traditional defensive end, because they got that weird defense, right? That 4-2-5, man. You know, they got like the four down linemen usually, and then they got a guy kind of standing up. So I just don't know who, like, do they think Houston can start? Because if Charles Harris gets traded, which I don't think he's gonna, but he could, is Houston your starter? Or are they trading him for Chase Young? Like it's, you know, I'm okay with it because I think Charles Harris, I think he's good, but I don't think he's untouchable. So I'm okay with it. I see him on Montgomery. He's been battle tested. Hey, man, I like David Montgomery. I think he's going to do well on this offense, man. Your tight end coach, I forgot his name too. Exactly. Starts with a T? Does it start with a T? Tannehill? Tannenbaum? No. Tanner Engstrand. Kaboom, Jeff Berg. Yes, Tanner Engstrand. Different name, but yeah, he's supposed to be Ben Johnson's right-hand man, and apparently he's the guy that came up with the I believe I read this, don't quote me on it, but I think this happened. I'm pretty sure 96%. He came up with the play call against Minnesota, throwing it to Sewell, by the way. Apparently that kid did. That guy. He came up with that play. So he's got some goods, and he's Ben Johnson's right-hand guy. So like that. Dude from Arizona, right? No, that's the guy that's the coach now. That guy came from Arizona. Not him, though. Not him. That guy's just a traditional tight ends coach. That guy. I forget his name too. Steven something. Oh, jeez. Greatest offensive player on my list: left tackle, LT, Reggie White, Warren Sapp, Benny Blades, Ray Lewis, Chris Spielman. It's a fantastic list, Nigel. Fantastic list. Passing game coordinator, Tanning Engstrand. Damian Smith, exactly. Yep. Passing game coordinator and Ben Johnson's right-hand man. Ray Agnew, Mike Dutcher. It could be a guy that's a guy that I think Ray Agnew, he's more of a working, like he works with Ray Agnew works more with Brad Holmes, doesn't he? I think Pascal could be the wild card this year on that defense. I'm loving a little bit of Pascal, man. I'm loving some Pascal. Depth, more depth. That's depth right there. Guy's going to be getting a lot of snaps, playing a ton. I think he wants to stay in Detroit, to be honest, Johnson. I know he did this year. You know, I think he was, you know, I'm not going to say he had 1 foot out the door in 2023, but hey, man, he took interviews, bro. He took 2-3 interviews. I think it was 2. And, you know, that's a sign that he's going to go. To me, that's a sign that he's going to go, whether it be next year, year after. But I think he will be gone. Now, you know, if you're a top 5 offense, man. You're a top 5 offense again, top 5, top 10, whatever he is. the money's going to be flowing in. He's going to get paid. You know, it's like I know, like we all want to think that everybody wants to stay here though, but he will jump ship. I just have a feeling he'll be gone, and that's what it's all about. There's nothing wrong with that. Campbell has said it 1,000 times. Campbell said to him, "Hey man, I'd love for you to stick around. I'd love for you to stay, but hey man, go. If it's good for you, go. Great for your family. You're set for life. Let's go." And he stuck around, man. He stuck around. Said, "I owe it to Dan for one more year. We got to make a run, man." So that'd be awesome. Where will our defense be ranked? That's the big question for us to make a deep run, possibly NFC Championship. I'm hoping it's a top 20 defense, man. I'm trying to set the bar a little bit. We were ranked from 28 to 32 last year. There's some sites that'll tell you we were 32. There's a site that'll tell you it's 31, 30, 29, 28. It varies. It varies, man. There's a lot of variables in that. So, but let's just say that we were a dog shit defense. We were completely terrible on defense, man. And, to go from let's just say 32, 28 to 18, 19, I think is miraculous. But I'm hoping that they are a top 20 defense, because if they're not, we're going to struggle again. If we're in the mid 20s, or I think we're going to struggle. So we got to be, I think, within that 15 to 20 range. I really think we do, and to get even close to an NFC Championship, because we had a great offense last year. It got us nothing. We didn't start winning football games until that defense clicked. Just because you need it both. You need both. Hey, Charles Papano. Hey, Mark. Looking forward to seeing Gibbs in space, but mostly seeing his defense as a whole. The secondary just looks sick. Oof. Woo! Love it, man. Love it, Charles. Absolutely, man. Gibbs in space is going to be fun. Just talking about Ben Johnson a couple seconds ago, and he's a genius running plays. He's going to find work. He's going to find plays for Gibbs. It's going to be nice. We're going to see him getting a lot of looks passing in the passing game. We know that for sure. Drago, they're just throwing out stuff to see what you say. No Harris trade talk. It's been out there. It's been like rumblings of it. Nothing confirmed, Drago, from the organization, but there has been talks about Charles Harris, Romeo, Julian, all in the trade block, but nothing from Lions brass. But I understand. It is a talk. It is a discussion. That's what we do here. We talk about what ifs, and Charles Harris is a what if. I'd like him to stick around, but all depends on what you're getting for him. If Ben Johnson stays in trade next year, Dan Campbell and Holmes are gods to create such a culture. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just, I think we're losing the big fellow though. I think we're losing him. Steve Hyden, Jeff Berg, dropping the mic. Let's hope Johnson will stay till we get a Super Bowl. I love it, Keitho. I hear you, buddy. Mike M. The Chargers probably have to pick between Dicker and Dustin Hopkins as kicker. The Chargers, you know what? I think that Dicker kid was pretty good, wasn't he? Hopkins not bad. I would take either or if available. Absolutely. Please cut Will Harris. Yes, Thomas Rodundi. That's what we're begging. We're begging for it to happen, but don't hold your breath, my friend. I think he's going to stick around as a Lions versatile guy for the next year. Anyways, the Motor City. Do you see the Lions losing any division games? Yeah, I do. I still think the Packers have a good roster. Just all depends on Jordan Love, but I see a split in there, and I see a splitting with the Bears. I think we're sweeping the Vikings this year, though. That's my prediction. But I think the Bears will beat us once. I think they will. I just have a feeling, man. Just got a feeling. But we might win one. We might lose one or two. That's not bad. LM. Lions should open up the pocketbook for Robbie Gould. Big games come down to field goals. I like Patterson, but he's not on that level. Robbie Gould's out there. You're right, man. San Francisco kicker. He kicked for the Bears. He's a hell of a kicker. He's 40, though, isn't he? 40-something? Can he still kick? I don't know what he's done the last couple of years. But I like him. I like Robbie Gould, man. I got nothing against him. I think the Lions are close to Super Bowl at the end of the year. He will stay, and Lions will pay him to stay. Grass not always greener. Absolutely, man. But these guys try to coach to become. They try to climb that corporate ladder, man. That you got to climb that ladder, and I think, he looks like a head coach. I would love for him to stay. I just have a feeling he's gone. But the grass is not always greener. It all depends where he goes, right? Who's on the hot seat? What teams are on the hot seat? Dallas, could they possibly be on the hot seat? Chargers, could their head coach be on there? Staley, maybe he is. It'll be a perfect scenario for him to go there, man, with Justin Herbert. Woo, they just paid Herbert. He's there for a while. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be bad for Ben Johnson to have a quarterback like that. Fusco, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you in here, buddy. Thanks for the support. Row, bro. Row. I see top 20. Ooh, I like it. I like it, man. I like it. Top 20, D1000. Let's go. The last 10 games last year, they were a top 20, 25 defense. I think they were even better than that, bro. They were playing at a better clip than top 20, 25 last year, the last 10 games. They were like top 15 at some point. They were playing really good football at the end of the year, man. Offensively and especially defense. So I'm thinking top 20 for sure. I think they should be. I think it's out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I think it's there. They got the guys. They got the pieces. They could stop the run. They gave up a lot of big chunk plays. Let's do that. Do you expect a high-scoring game against the Chiefs on opening night? Goff versus Mahomes too will be fun. I kind of do. I think it's going to be like, I don't think it'll be in the 40s or anything like that, but I think it'll be like 31-29, 31-28, 34-30, something like that. So pretty high, absolutely. Even though our defense, I think, has improved, we're going up against a kid that's superhuman in Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. And they got a good running game. They got a good O-line. Their weapons aren't crazy on the wide receiver part, but they got speed. They got a lot of speed. So I worry about that. So, and then defensively, if Chris Jones isn't there, it could be big for them, but they got some good linebackers. They've improved overall their defense. They got a good secondary. So I think we could score on them, though. So I think, so I expect a little bit higher scoring game. It won't be like 17-14, anything like that. I think it'll be in the high 20s, early 30s. Name of the game, pressure the quarterback. That's the thing. They don't get to Mahomes, they're done. They don't get to Mahomes, he will kill them. I don't care how good your secondary is, he will kill them. Paul Spitzer. Lions D moves up to 15th. Woo! Paul Spitzer. Let's go. I love it. Frog bark. LOL, Gibbs in space. I feel you. Had to do it. Don't be sorry. Public enemy. Orem, Goff has something like 4,500 yards, 35 tutties, 8 picks. Wins the division in 2 playoff games and plays well in the playoffs. Should that be enough to believe in him? Stop doubting all we all have had. Yes. 100% yes. If he does something like that and we win games, I've always been the believer of not one guy being a savior for a team. I thought Matt Stafford was good enough to win here. I did. I really did. Was he a top elite quarterback? No, he was not. But I thought he was good enough, and I thought he put up the good enough numbers in order to do it. Now, if Goff does this, okay, then you got to worry about Hooker. We worry about that later, man. You got him locked up for years anyways. It doesn't matter. You got him for 3-4 years. Doesn't matter. If they can get Goff to do something like that, be a part of winning football games, being a part of winning the division and playoff games, let's lock him up, man. Let's sign him. And then we don't have to talk about it anymore. But yeah, 100% public enemy. If we don't get a top 20, then Glenn is most likely losing his job. He can't do what he's been doing. He can't do what he's been doing. He had a great end to 2023, but it wasn't good enough, man. You waited too long. It took too long. Now, some things had to happen. They had to fire some guys. They had to fire Pleasant. They had to make some scheme adjustments with Hutch and do some different things, but it took too long. You brought Houston in way too long. You waited on that guy. Imagine if Houston would have been here from day one. We might have been a different team, man. We would have 100% been a different team. And that to me is a little bit on Glenn. That's a little bit on Glenn. Like, how do you not see that in practice? How do you not see James Houston dominating people? You know what I mean? That's on everybody, though. That's on the D-line coach. That's on Campbell. That's on Holmes. Like, what was he doing in practice that made you think he ain't ready? It took guys like Decker and Sewell to literally go up to guys like Campbell, Holmes, and say, you got to dress this kid, man. You have to play him. He's killing us out here. Killing us. So, you know what I mean? So, like, telling Glenn, like, man, like, bro. And then it took 10 games? It took 9 games? That's a bit weird for me. So, Glenn, I think Glenn is on the hot seat. I think he's definitely on the hot seat. To be honest, I'm excited to see what Montgomery does behind this O-line. I can't wait for it, bro. I think he's going to have a massive year. I'm calling over 1,000 yards and at least 8 to 10 touchdowns. He has to. He's not a guy that's going to run away from people, but he's a guy that will, that's got a little giddy up to him, but he's big. He can move. I'm expecting he's like Jamal Williams, but better. I think he's Jamal Williams, but better skilled. I'm worried if Goff has a great year, we want half our cap next year. LOL, just playing. But for real, I hope we do extend Goff if it doesn't completely break the bank. I agree, bro. 11-6. That's what I've been calling, Cy, 100%. 11-6, 12-5. You guys are on the same page as me. Super sticker. Thank you very much, Cy. $3.99 super sticker. I appreciate it, my friend. 12-5. Loving it. What are you guys saying, man? Let's see some predictions. I say 11-6. I'm saying 11-6. Nice part of our G is that we have Fox to kick off and Robbie just kicks field goals and EP till the 60. That's it, bro. That's all we need, man. Robbie go kick until he's 60. Straight field goals, man. Aaron Glenn deserves more credit now. He has right players, have the schemes he wants to play. I mean, look what he had with Amani, Jeff, Mike Hughes, Juju Hughes, Mark Gibble. I get it, Nigel, and I agree with you. But it's year 3, my friend. It's year 3. You kind of salvaged your job 10 games when we won those 8 out of 10, right? He salvaged it, bro, because he might have been fired. I know Dan Campbell didn't want to fire him, but he was the next guy to go. He was the next guy to go 100% after Pleasant. If he didn't turn around, we would have looking at a different defensive coordinator this year if that defense didn't turn it around last year. So I think he's a bit on the hot seat. I'm not saying it's burning hot. They can't come out. They can't come out completely stale. We play 2 good offenses back to back, man. We play the Chiefs in Arrowhead, which is crazy, and then Seattle back at home. 2 offensive juggernauts, by the way. Even with Geno Smith, man. 2 offensive juggernauts. So he's got his work cut out. He's got his work cut out, and he has the pieces now. There's no more excuses. There's really no more excuses. Like you can't really give us too much more on that defense. Yeah, the interior D-line needs some work. You know what I mean? But I think we're stacked on the defensive line overall. I think linebacker is starting to look better than it was. I like our depth in the secondary. Maybe some corner work. We need a little bit more corner work. But you can't ask for anything more. You really can't, man. I'm not saying that these guys need to be the New York Jets defense or Dallas Cowboys or whoever the hell was the top defense last year. But you got to be better than 32 or 28. You have to be. And I think we will be. But the pressure's on a little bit. Mark, I'm late, but still wanted to stop by and say hi. Hit the like button. Appreciate it, Zach J. You're the man. There's my guy, Hatter's House, 710. Go Lions. Woo! You're not wrong, though. Fields gets it together and figures it out. Exactly, bro. We've talked about it, dude. We've talked about it, man, through text. We've talked about it, man, on those Lions groups. If Fields gets it together, this Chicago Bears team is going to be legit. But I'm not a big fan of Fields. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I haven't seen it yet. Just because you have a big arm, and you can run all over the place, you can throw a ball 80 miles an hour, 800 yards. That's not what a quarterback is. He still doesn't know how to read a defense. He panics, all that stuff. He tucks when he should be looking for other wide receivers. Maybe year 3 is where it all clicks. I'm hoping it doesn't, because if it does, that Chicago Bears team is going to be scary in the future. And then we'll be like drafting to stop him more often than we're not. Dan Campbell. Yeah. Can't wait to see Ben's offense this year with new backfield and Laporta. I'm excited about Sam Laporta. Tried to get him in fantasy, but man, he was picked just before I was going to get him, like about 4 or 5 picks before. I agree, no pressure on Mahomes. He will pick Lions defense apart, but if they don't pressure Goff, he will start Chiefs defense too. Exactly. It goes both ways, Public Enemy. It goes both ways, my friend. 100% it goes both ways. Dan Campbell can motivate, but does not manage the clock effectively. Costs us win Minnesota. He did. But I think his blunders from year 1 to year 2 were fantastic. He didn't do as many blunders. I think he's learning. He's getting better as a coach. But yes, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. They should have punted. They should have punted, or tried to go for it or something. But they should have. They tried that field goal thing, and it's like, I don't think he's ever made a 55-yarder in his life. Badgley, it was a 55 or 56-yarder, wasn't it? So it was a blunder. Then he did another blunder, and it added up. So yeah, he needs to be better, and I think he has gotten better. Year 3, let's hope it's much better. I think we should have kept Swift for our 3rd running back. He had one more year. I don't think they were trying to re-sign him though, bro. That's the only thing. We weren't going to re-sign him. So they had to get something for him, or he was walking. I think they had other plans, man. I think they had other plans. They wanted to replace him. You know what I mean? I like Swift too. I do. I was a fan of Swift. Best ability is availability, though. I talk about it a ton in my videos and podcasts. You know, he had some numbers, but that guy was either hurt or he was limited. It was just, it was super annoying. But I like him. But I think Gibbs is going to be everything he was and more. I'm really seeing a Houston and Mahomes matchup. Ooh. James Houston coming off the edge. Hey, Hutch coming off the other edge. Charles Harris in the mix. Romeo, if he's on the team. Pascal. We got guys coming, man. We got guys coming from Mahomes. It's not going to be easy for Mahomes. It shouldn't be. It should not be easy. 11-6, 12 wins. I love it. I don't think Campbell can win a Super Bowl. He can build a team, though. I think he can win a Super Bowl. I think any coach that coaches the way he does, like, he's not an X's and O's guy. I get it. And I kind of feel what you're trying to get at there. But he's a guy that players love. He's a guy that players love. And I think those type of coaches can excel. Like Andy Reid, he's an X's and O's guy, but players love him. They love him and respect him. They want to run through a wall for a guy like Andy Reid because he treats guys right. And Campbell's that guy. He's never gonna tell you X's and O's and what this and that. But if you hear him talk football, he knows football. I think he's very capable of winning a Super Bowl. I think it's hard to talk Super Bowl when we're the Lions because we've never even sniffed it. We can't. Years ago we were in the NFC Championship and got our heads kicked in. Was it by the Eagles? Yeah, 91, 92, whatever it was. Got our brains bashed in. That was the closest time we've ever been to it, I think. I think it was that year. Beat the Cowboys at home. Then they went to Philly, I think, and then that was it. That was the closest. It's been years. So, but I like Campbell, man. I like him. I'm not going to say he's going to win a Super Bowl. I think it's easy to just say how he can't win a Super Bowl. It's easy to say that, but I think he's capable of doing it because they love him so much. It seems like he's a little more business this year for sure. Swift didn't want to stay if he was the 3rd running back. That's true too. He wouldn't have stuck around. 12 wins. Green should be the last wide receiver spot. I think he will be too, bro. One Pride 40 in the building. Thanks for coming in. David Lyons, what's up? I think they were testing his leg with that 55-yarder. Badgley? Was it Badgley? Yeah. Man, we need some. Or was it Patterson? What are you talking about, my friend? Thanks for coming in, though, David. I think Detroit recognizes this on an opportunity to win a championship. The window's starting to creak open, man. It's not fully open. We got a couple years here. We're not fully built yet, I don't think. Just think what we're going to be like in the next couple years. I think we're going to be a crazy strong team, man. I'm not crazy about Kansas City tackles. I feel like Hutch and Houston can take advantage of that. Yeah, you know what? They have a good line, but the tackles are weak. Then they drafted some young kids, right? Last year, second-year guys this year, I believe, right? Quote me on that. They do have it's a scary team because just Mahomes, man, he plays that street ball shit. Him and Kelsey literally share a brain. It's just crazy. He's just something else to watch, man. You think you got him, then you don't. You know what I mean? So Hutch is going to have a game of his life, man. The D-line's going to have the game of their lives. They're going to have to hit him every chance they get. And I just hope it doesn't get to the point, and this is where that Lions fan comes in me and starts being that worry wart. Are the flags going to start coming? Are the flags going to come if we get in his face and we hit him around, bop him around? They're going to get a flag, and then all of a sudden we pull off. I hope that doesn't happen, man. And I hate talking like that because you sound like a biatch, man. You sound like the B word, man. I do. I sound like it, man. So I don't want that to happen. Also hope they don't start Charles Harris. He's the starter. He's the starter, bro. He's the starter next to on that. He's playing that Sam linebacker edge role, whatever the hell they call it. He's the starter, bro. Houston's a backup. Julian's the other guy if he's even on the team. I don't know who you're starting over him. Pascal, maybe, but he's more traditional defensive end. Him, Kaminsky, those guys are the more traditional, hand in the dirt kind of defensive end. So Charles Harris is your starter, bro, unless someone emerges, right? The best leaders are people that put their right people in the right positions. Yeah, say Campbell's an excellent kind of guy, okay, but it doesn't need to be exactly. I'm not even beating him up for that. I remember friends telling me, man, why did you guys hire a tight ends coach as a head coach? I go, well, who cares what position he played? He's well respected. What position he played or coached, he's well respected. People love him. Fans love him. Players love him. That's the biggest thing. And they will run through a wall for him. I don't care if he can draw up 17 plays in 5 minutes. I don't care what kind of genius he is. He's a guy that players love, and I love it. Oops. Nope, they sent Jawan Taylor from Jacksonville, that kid, and Donovan Smith. Jawan Taylor is nothing special whatsoever. Smith, where'd he play again? Donovan Smith. I want to say Carolina, but am I wrong? I don't see how you can overrate the Super Bowl champions, bro. I'm not saying they're completely not beatable, but it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. He worries the hell out of me. He worries the hell out of me, bro. I don't know how you can overrate a team that just won the Super Bowl. That team is very good. That team is very, very good, man. Like, come on, I don't understand. It's Super Bowl champs, man. Overrating. How are we overrating the Super Bowl champions? It's 2:40 in the morning in the UK, so off to bed. We'd like to thank everyone that's chat for us on the conversation and opinions. God bless America and you, Mr. Arm. God bless you too, brother. Have a good one. Have a good sleep. Be safe. 91 Mark was with Wayne Fonts. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. I was at the game against Dallas, man. Against Dallas. I was like 17, 18 years old, man. I was at the game with my pops, man. Good times. Houston. Love Houston, brother. He's coming. Tampa. What's that mean? I'm a little bit behind. The problem should get how many sacks in 17 games, 12 or 13. For Houston? For Houston? How many sacks? I think 12 or 13 is nice. Campbell has this team who play for each other, and that makes for a great locker room. Cohesiveness. Woof. Tongue-tied. It really is amazing what Holmes and Campbell have created in 2 years. It's awesome, man. Going into year 3, looking sharp. Looking sharp, bro. Looking sharp, Mike M. If the refs let us pay, I got a feeling they will get involved. I just hope not. I hate being that guy. Yeah, Humphrey's really special. Trey Smith is super nice, man. A guy that was a late pick because had some injuries. I remember there were some guys in our old group there. Oh, they were still kicking around. Antonio Hightower. He loved Trey Smith. He really loved Trey Smith, man, when they drafted him. And they drafted him what? Late? 6th round, 5th round? Maybe later? He had that devastating injury or something like that. And Humphrey's one of the best centers in the NFL, if not the best. But yeah, we can beat their tackles, man. I think Hutch can have a day. Donovan Smith is from Tampa. Okay. We struggled bad with the running quarterbacks, gap integrity, and no bad penalties. Let's go. Yeah, the running quarterbacks hurt us. You know, Patrick Mahomes is a guy that can run. I wouldn't really label him a running quarterback, but he's very, very capable of ripping off a 50-yard touchdown run. Very capable. So you got to be careful with that guy, man. Donovan Smith is from Tampa. That's right. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Carolina. But yeah, man, those two tackles, they can be exposed, man. They can be exposed, especially Taylor. Jawan Taylor, I don't think is anything special. You know what I mean? I don't think he's anything special. Smith, come on, man. I think we can handle that. The two guards in the center, all right, that's different, man. Smith, Humphrey, those are some guys, man. So D tackle is going to have to hold up. Going to have to hold up, and Houston, and Hutch, and Pascal, and Kaminsky, and Charles Harris, they're going to have to make some noise, man. They're going to have to make a little bit of noise. Yeah, their tackles are they can be got. Now losing Chris Jones is going to hurt the Chiefs big time. You think he's coming back? You think he's coming back for week 1? I still have a feeling he's signing this week. I got a feeling he's going to sign this week, man. It's going to kick us right in the nuts. Bring it on, though. Who cares? But I think Chris Jones is signing. He says he's not going to, but who knows? KC winning a blowout will be fan base panic. I think if we won that game 3-0 or just 6-3, it'd be panic, bro. It'd be mayhem. It will be mayhem. But especially if we get blown out. If we get blown out, KC winning a blowout, yeah, man, it's going to be. But I think a little bit, rightfully so, a little bit. But you got to see how the game played out. But we can't go in there and get blown out, man. We can't get blown out, man. Remember the Super Mario hop Houston did it hurt Lawrence? Guess who was going against? Was that that was Jamar? Yeah, that was Taylor, right? Yeah, that was Taylor, right? What was his name again? Jawan Taylor, right? Yeah. Boom. Absolutely. Put him right on him again. Do it again. Can't wait for the season, Mark. Can't wait. Have you done a record prediction? I think 12 gets us the division. I'm saying 11-6. I might do a video before the season. I haven't done any videos in a bit. But I think 11-6 is what the Lions is going to be. 12 will get you the division, more than likely, for sure. Playoffs, anyways. I hope Jones plays. He want to beat them at their best. I'm okay if he sits, bro. I'm okay, but hey, man, if he plays, he plays. Mark, Patty M is a better quarterback on one leg than most are on two. You call them like they are, Mark. Not overrating. Yeah, it's just such a scary team, man. It's scary. I wish we weren't playing the Chiefs. I'm not going to sit here in front, man. I'm not going to sit here in front. I wish we were not playing the Chiefs, but it's a game. Like, you might as well get the best out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how they are, and let's see if that can be a staple for the rest of the year. See if that can be a staple for the rest of the year. Because if you walk in the Arrowhead and you get your dicks pounded in, then it's going to be chaos, man. It's going to be chaos. We will be laughed at again by every single fan out there. There will be this fan base will crumble for sure. We get blown out, and I hope it doesn't happen. Like it really can't happen. It can't happen for Campbell. It can't happen for Goff. It can't happen for anybody on that team. Really, it just can't. They have to come out firing, and you lose. But make it a game, man. Make it a game. I'm not picking them to win. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not picking the Lions to win. I'm not. I just can't do it. I just don't see how they beat them. I love what we've done, but week 1, Arrowhead, it's a bad scenario for me. It really is. But I think we play them tough. I think we have a chance, and if we do beat them, that's even great. But I can't pick them right now. I just can't. I haven't done my prediction yet, but I can't. We're not getting blown out by the Chiefs. We're not that bad. I don't think we're getting blown out either. On Pride. Jones can sign this week, but he's missed training camp. Might have some rust. He'll have rust. But he'll be literally he'll be starting. He'll be starting. And a rusty Chris Jones is better than a not rusty Chris Jones. You know what I mean? Like better than no Chris Jones. Jones won't be in game shape, so it might not be a non-factor. This is true, but he's working out. But game shape is a thing. I get it. Our fan base panics over people that aren't even making the team. Of course, they would freak out. Of course, bro. We were freaking out over Teddy Bridgewater. This fan base was freaking out over Teddy Bridgewater, and when he just literally got out of a cab and just came into Ford Field. I'm a Lion. Woke up that day, man, rubbing his eyes, going, Detroit Lions. Oh, I'm starting. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Like you know what I mean. This fan base is crazy like that, bro. So this fan base will trip. I won't be happy if we get blown out either, but I won't completely go into a panic, but I won't be happy. It was Taylor. Absolutely. I don't know. I would have Hutch have his turn. Both those guys are get on him, bro. Green 3 for 97, and Texas what Williams should produce out of the gate. Great draft pick by Holmes. Hey, man, Motor City, I thought Green was a nice pick. 497 and a text is what Williams should produce. I'm not sure what you're saying there, bro. Williams should produce out of the gate. Great draft pick for Holmes. Touchdown? Okay. I think I'm getting what you're saying. That's fine, but I will. It's all good, bro. I think we win in KC. Woo, I hope so. It's Chris Jones, dude. He's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good, Chris Jones. Probably the second best defensive tackle in the league. Doug Johnson's Thunder Road Show. What's up, man? My nephew Connor Galvin made it through the first round of cuts. Hey, man, I'm just talking about him earlier today, bro. He had. I'm not a huge PFF guy, Pro Football Focus, but he had the best. I think he had either the first or second best PFF grade for our Lions this preseason, man. He's a good old lineman, bro. I like that kid. I like him. I'm kind of hoping we stash him on the practice squad. That's awesome that he's your nephew, man. I understand, but I think we got a shot every year. The past few years, the Chiefs lose a game early. The team has been lesser than what we are this year before they get rolling. Could happen. If KC wins, just to return us to all Lions fans, run for the hills, relax, and watch Goff play the Holmes and the Rams versus KC from a few years ago. We're better than the Rams team. I'm looking forward to the game, bro. I think we have a shot. I just can't pick him to win right now. Totally agree. We'll better get that 50 on. 50? Sorry about that typo. Don't mean to flex your brain. That's okay, bro. I just got a little confused there. I'm not sure what you were saying. My bad. What up, though? What's up, brother? Big T. Looking like a pimp in your picture. Defend the den. # love it, bro. Got to get ready for work. Great show for reals. It was great to hear and listen to you all. Cheers. Later, Mark. Later, chat. Thanks a lot, Bash. Thanks for coming in, brother. Hopefully see you next week. With all our new dogs in the secondary, I wouldn't be surprised if we get two interceptions against Patrick. I think we can get 2 picks. It'd be nice. Patrick throws some picks now. He can throw picks. Lions 34-31. I like that prediction. I think I'm going to reverse it, though. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Don't kill me. But I think we have a shot. We score 30 on the Chiefs, man. I think we're rolling. How shocked would you be if we beat the Chiefs? I would be shocked. I'm not saying there's zero chance. I'm not saying that at all. But I just can't see us beating them. But I would be shocked. Going to Arrowhead, week 1. I think Patrick Mahomes is like 4 or 5-0 on home openers. At home, I think he is 5-0. Him and Andy Reid together, they got some record. They got some type of record there. So it'd be tough. KC come out flat. They could. I don't think they will. Super Bowl hangover always happens, though. Who knows? But I'm going to do about 6 more minutes, guys. I got to get off here at about 10 o'clock. We're already at an hour and 39 minutes. So it was a great pod, guys. But I'm still answering some questions or comments. I was making a Teddy B joke. It didn't land. It went right over my head, my friend. And GL, I'm pretty confident they can pull it off. You know what, man? You know what? I hope they do, bro. I hope they do because, man, will Friday be nice going into work. It will be so nice going into work Friday. It just will. You know, I just don't want to go there, man, go to work and lose by 14, 17 points, 20. I just can't have it, man. I've been talking so much junk, man, and during the off season on Facebook, all those NFC groups, all those Lions groups, talking crazy shit, bro. So I'd love for them to win, and I've made it clear I don't think they're going to, but it would be so nice if they did. It would be so nice if they did, man. I mean, this whole Bridgewater quarterback situation we haven't had since Hill, exactly, right? Like, where's Buddy? Where's Zach's? Not here today. He's not here today chirping about the Teddy Bridgewater. I'm okay with Zach's, man, but, that guy, he gets a little crazy sometimes, man. Yeah, I'm confident too, Big T. I think they have a shot, bro. I'm going to give them – I'm going to say it's a 40% chance. Might even be a little bit lower, or maybe 35% chance that I think we beat the Chiefs. And that's a chance, man. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Mark pulling into work, smoking a cigar. The Lions beat the Chiefs, bro, man. I will be fully decked out in Lions gear. I got I'll have my Lions joggers on. I'll have my Jack Campbell jersey that I just purchased. I will have a hat. Oh man, I will come walking in like a cock of the walk, man. I will. Glad we are getting them early. Same here. I'd rather get them now than 3-4 weeks down the road. You know what I mean? Where they're starting to gel. They could be a little rusty. We could be a little rusty. So Goff put at 54 on KC in the past against Mahomes. Yeah, that was what probably I just saw an interview. They were talking about that with Goff. Yeah, man, 54 points. Outdueled them, with the Rams. I think we're capable of doing something similar. I hope so. What's y'all's thoughts on Stephen Gilmore? I think he should make the team and get reps. I think he makes the team, bro. I think he's going to be solid depth for this team, man. Got that bloodline, bro. His older brother Stephon, man, who's a hell of a corner, Pro Bowler, All Pro. I think he sticks around like a pimp, bro, with a limp. Thanks a lot, man. He's a good kid. I think he'll get picked up by our team. The Lions waive him. I think so too, bro. Hopefully we can stash him on our practice squad if he doesn't make the team. But I think it's going to be tough as an undrafted guy. But yeah, I do like him. Another damn fine show, Mark. A Teddy controversy free show tonight. Woo! Thank goodness. If the Lions play hard and keep penalty most free, we can win. Exactly. That's what it's all about, my friend. Damn 54, Big T. Peace out, brother. Thanks, guys, for coming in. I got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, man. This is the game where we have an underdog factor. Absolutely. And what's the spread on this? Last I checked, it was 6.5. Right or Wrong did a nice breakdown of him and Nelson. Nice. That's awesome, man. I'm subscribed to Right or Wrong. That's the young guy, right? That's the young guy? Because there was a couple Right or Wrongs going around the YouTube for a bit. There's a couple like fake guys, but I think this guy's a good one. This Right or Wrong. The younger guy, right? Yeah, so it's all good. Pimp with a limp. That's it, man. DC 8091. What up? Pimp with a limp. Jesus, Orm. We don't need any more secondary injuries. You know what I mean? We don't need to be. We don't need to be getting hurt over. I'm 50, bro. I can't even get out of bed. I can't even get out of bed without spraining an ankle. So, yeah, man. Don't get old, guys. A lot of people think we're going to get rolled by them. I don't think so. I don't think we're getting rolled. But a lot of people do. You're right. Peace outside, Gray. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks to everybody. Hour and 45 minutes. It was a good one. I think Gilmore makes the team. I think so too, bro. Spread is 6.5, so it hasn't changed. It's been like that for a while now. I'm gonna put money on it for them to cover. I will put money for them to cover. And we're gonna have some fun, guys. But it's 10 o'clock, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks a lot, man. I'll see you guys probably next Sunday again. Trying to make this the Sunday thing every Sunday, 7, 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Just trying to make it more consistent, like on the weekend. So I appreciate it, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. Pimping ain't easy, like Jorge Cantu says. Over under is 54, like Tony sees 54. Jeez, it's getting up there. I won't be surprised if that goes up. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. Orum'Sden out. Peace, guys. Thanks a lot, man. We had a good one. Woo. Woo.